Hello, all. My name is Kathy May, and it's 2 days until this life changing election. And I have been posting many posts ad nauseum on my Facebook page regarding the upcoming election. And I said, you know what? I've got to do something else. It's 2 more days, and I really want to get this message out. So I said, let me just do a little video or two. Hopefully, I'll do a few before Tuesday. And hopefully, it will even persuade some people to rethink what they're doing. Okay? So I just want to start out with a word of prayer. Dear Lord God, we come before you as a nation, Lord God. We're at a turning point for what could be so great, and what could be a nation that once again turns to you, or we could just be a nation that is the same thing that we've been for many years, and without changing for greatness, actually maybe turn more toward the wrong way. So we ask, Lord, that you hear our prayer and humble us and turn us back to you, Lord God. And I feel that you did give us Donald Trump to accomplish this. He's just a flawed, sinful man, as we all are, but I feel that he is in tune with the message that you want to give America. So please let people hear this message, and please give me clarity of voice while I speak. In your precious name, Jesus, amen. Okay, so I just wanted to start with that. So obviously I gave it away. I am for Trump, but I just wanted to start with the Donald J. Trump contract with the American voter. He told everybody about this contract. I believe it was in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And I'm not sure. I'm sure he's spoken about it at other rallies. But I really think this should get out to the American people, because this is the backbone of everything that he's trying to do. So I'm just going to go over it very quickly. So therefore, on the first day of my term of office, my administration will immediately pursue the following 6 measures to clean up the corruption and special interest collusion in Washington, D.C. First, this is on his first day. First, propose a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. Second, a hiring freeze on all federal employees to reduce federal workplace through attrition, exempting military, public safety, and public health. Third, a requirement that every new federal regulation that for every new federal regulation, 2 existing regulations must be eliminated. Fourth, a 5-year ban on the White House and congressional officials becoming lobbyists after they leave government service. Fifth, a lifetime ban on White House officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government. Sixth, a complete ban on foreign lobbyists raising money for American elections. So as you can see, each one of these points is very important. And I especially love that a requirement for every new federal regulation, 2 existing regulations must be eliminated. There are so many laws and rules and regulations in this country, thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I wish I had the exact number, but it's just too much. So this, I think, is a great way to try and simplify things. And as you add one thing, take away 2. Sounds perfect. Okay, on the same day, I will begin taking the following 7 actions to protect American workers. First, I will announce my intention to renegotiate NAFTA, or withdraw from the deal under Article 2205. And NAFTA came into effect many years ago, and actually I was against it from the beginning. So he wants to renegotiate it to be more favorable to America, or withdraw from it if it doesn't suit our purposes and our needs. Second, I will announce our withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, as more commonly known. Third, I will direct my Secretary of the Treasury to label China a currency manipulator. Fourth, I will direct the Secretary of Commerce and U.S. Trade Representative to identify all foreign trading abuses that unfairly impact American workers and direct them to use every tool under American and international law to end these abuses immediately. Fifth, I will lift the restrictions of the production of $50 trillion worth of job-producing American energy reserves, including shale, oil, natural gas, and clean coal. Sixth, I will lift Obama-Clinton roadblocks and allow vital energy infrastructure projects like the Keystone Pipeline to move forward. Seventh, I will cancel billions in payments to the UN climate change programs and use the money to fix America's water and environmental infrastructure. As we could see with Flint, Michigan, there are many, many problems with our water, with the water lines, with the actual condition of the water all over the U.S. So I think that's a great change. Oh, here are some more things on the first day. Additionally, on the first day, I will take the following 5 actions to restore security and the constitutional rule of law. First, cancel every unconstitutional executive action, memorandum, and order issued by President Obama. Second, begin the process of selecting a replacement for Justice Scalia from one of the 20 judges on my list, who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. Third, cancel all federal funding to sanctuary cities. Fourth, begin removing more than 2 million criminal illegal immigrants from the country and cancel visas to foreign countries that won't take them back. Fifth, suspend immigration from terror-prone regions where vetting cannot safely occur. All vetting of people coming into our country will be considered extreme vetting. Let me just read that again. Fifth, suspend immigration from terror-prone regions where vetting cannot safely occur. All vetting of people coming into our country will be considered extreme vetting. Okay. Next, I will work with Congress to introduce the following broader legislative measures and fight for their passage within the first 100 days of my administration. That first day sounds very, very challenging, but I think Trump is up to the challenge. Okay, I am not going to read every single act. I'm just going to read the title of every act, not the whole definition, and I'll try and link this below. Okay, number 1, Middle Class Tax Relief and Simplification Act. It just goes on to explain how he's going to make a plan to design the economy to grow 4% per year and create at least 25 million new jobs through massive tax reduction and simplification. Lowering taxes. A middle-class family with 2 children will get a 35% tax cut. The current number of brackets will be reduced from 7 to 3, thus simplifying the taxes. And business rate will be lowered from 35% to 15%. And people say, oh, businesses, they make so much money, they don't need tax breaks. But businesses are the backbone to this country, and they do need tax breaks because if they're suffocating under taxes and regulations, the economy cannot grow. Oh, and then one last point to that. And the trillions of dollars of American corporate money overseas can now be brought back at a 10% rate. Okay, I don't know what the taxes are now to bring back your money from overseas, but I would imagine it's much higher. So he's trying to bring the money back from overseas with a less of a penalty. Okay, number 2, end the Offshoring Act. I guess I will read some of these. Establishes tariffs to discourage companies from laying off their workers in order to relocate in other countries and ship their products back to the U.S. tax-free. So he's going to end that. American Energy and Infrastructure Act. This is will use public-private partnerships and private investments through tax incentives. School choice and education opportunity. This one I particularly love because I feel that people are spending so much, especially in New York, on taxes. And most of the taxes go to schools. And our schools really aren't that great. The children aren't coming out, in a lot of cases, properly educated. And then they resorted to the Common Core. And this will end Common Core, which I know so many parents and children and even teachers are against. So I'd like to read this one. Redirects education dollars to give parents the right to send their child to the public, private, charter, magnet, religious, or homeschool of their choice. And that is a breath of fresh air to me because I know so many people who send their children to private school. They pay high, heavy school taxes, and then they have to pay a high and heavy school tuition for private school. Even homeschooling, the books are so expensive and you're already paying into public school. So I just love this, that people will get a choice of how to educate their very own children. Okay, I know Hillary says it takes a village, but it doesn't. It takes a mother and a father, the Bible, and God to direct your child and bring them up in the way that they should go. Repeal, number 5, repeal and replace Obamacare Act. We know all about that. Now all of everyone's rates will be going up. For 2017, there's absolutely no competition. In some states, there's only one an insurance provider. In some, they're dropping out completely. Arizona, I think their rates are going up 130%. I know it's over 100%. Okay, Affordable Child Care and Elder Care Act allows Americans to deduct child care and elder care from their taxes, incentivizes employers to provide on-site child care services, and creates tax-free dependent care savings accounts for both young and elderly dependents with matching contributions for low-income families. You hear about child care all the time, but you never hear about elder care. I've never heard about it. Maybe people talk about it all the time, but I've never heard about it. And I do take care of my 2 elderly parents, so I know that this is a much needed incentive for people. A much needed, this will help them with their taxes and provide on-site child care services. And for, I think for elderly people too. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, that's a great act. Affordable Child Care and Elder Care Act. Number 7, End Illegal Immigration Act. Number 8, Restoring Community Safety Act. Number 9, Restoring National Security Act. Number 10, Clean Up Corruption in Washington Act. This enacts new ethic reforms to drain the swamp and reduce the corrupting influence of special interests on our politics. On November 8th, Americans will be voting for this 100-day plan to restore prosperity to our economy, security to our communities, and honesty to our government. And then Donald J. Trump writes, "This is my pledge to you. And if we follow these steps, we will once more have a government by and for the people." And I believe all of that. So I really ask that you read over this plan, that you listen to some of Donald Trump's last minute rallies. I don't think they're on the normal stations. I've seen them on CNN, Fox, and they have his full speeches at the rallies, and you could really hear his message. I also love Governor Pence. Donald Trump picked the right man in Governor Pence. They make a fascinating dynamic duo. And Donald Trump is surrounding himself with great people. He is constantly asking for prayer. And if not asking for prayer, if anybody basically comes up and says, "Can I pray for you?" he stops what he's doing and he lets them pray for you. People lay hands on him. They pray for him. They surround him. And he's, I truly believe, accepting God's help. And, people, we all have flaws. We all have pasts. And hopefully through the strength, we know through Christ we could do all things. Christ strengthens us. Through Christ we could do all things. And we get stronger day by day. So we can't go by what he said 10 years ago, 15 years ago, what he's done 20 years ago, even 5 years ago. I really, really feel that God is using him. I really feel that God is changing his heart every single day. And I hope I could find it. I was supposed to get it before I started here, but God showed me this verse yesterday in Samuel. Okay. I don't know how to pause this. Okay, 1 Samuel 12:14. Now, if you will fear and worship the Lord and listen to his voice, and if you do not rebel against the Lord's commands, and if you and your king follow the Lord your God, then all will be well. But if you rebel against the Lord's commands and refuse to listen to him, then his hand will be as heavy upon you as it was upon your ancestors. And the part that really jumped out to me was, if you and your king follow the Lord your God, then all will be well. Obviously, we don't have kings. Donald Trump will not be our king, but he will be our president. And I feel that if we follow the Lord, and if especially Donald Trump follows the Lord, that we will have peace again in this country. Peace and prosperity. Okay, thank you so much for listening. God bless you all, and please go out on Tuesday and vote.